We're back. We are back. It's Tuesday. Day 162 of using Vinted to sell my old stuff. That got me started selling collectibles. To say it's a Tuesday, we've got a few topics today. So, breaking news: we've finally finished the order on the suspended order we had. So we'll go into that first, and then I'm just going to answer a question on here that somebody commented on the channel the other day, just for anybody that's new to the channel. And then we're going to get into the sales, what sold since speaking to you on Friday, all the way up to now. Let's get into it. So the box came back. I'm going to put a picture there because, to be fair, it's actually been a really good test sending this 30 kilo parcel, because it got through the Yodel system and the import system really well. It made its way to the shop, but on the notes, the shopkeeper, the buyer told me the shopkeeper rejected it because it had a hole in. So I was a bit worried. We've lost 140 quid's worth of comics, but it came back the other day and it got delivered to my house. When the delivery driver dropped it off, we were having a good laugh because, it was quite a heavy parcel. But I'll show you the box. It's empty now because I've took all the parcels out, and then I'll show you just how hard it was to get it in the inpost. But it's in good condition. There's no hole. There's literally, to be fair, tiny hole. Like, come on, that you can't reject it because of that, surely. But happy days. The buyer has been refunded. I got all the comics back in like really good condition, and I sorted some other comics out with that same buyer. So happy days. Before we get on to answering a question, hopefully, Matt, you're watching this. But for anybody else, this parcel weighed 30 kilos, and getting it into the import locker was a nightmare. And everything in my head, when the sale came in, I said to myself, I should cancel this and sell it in bundles and break it down, because it would have just made life so much easier. When I got to the import locker, that thought was still running through my head that I should cancel this order and break it down so the buyer has to pay 4 times, because I know it's going to get there safely then. Didn't do that. So 30k, like I said, got it out my car, out of the boot of the car. I had to walk about, maybe, what was it? Someone offers £28 on something. Let's see what it is on a Rocky figure. The Vinted, do we take it? Anyway, 30k. I had to walk like 10 metres with it, so probably between like 6 and 7 in the morning, I'm like just getting over to do it, get to the impost screen. Obviously I need to put this down, so I just rest it on the top of my feet, just so I've still got leverage. Scan the item, and then I selected, what's it called, large parcel. Now at the import lockers, I'll put a picture there, there's some large lockers on the bottom and some at the top, and I'm praying it's one of the bottom ones, because I think I can do it. Swings open and it's like one of them, top right, or like second to top right. Health and safety out the window when you're doing this. It's just is what it is. So pick it up. Oh my god. And I'm still thinking I have to get it in there somehow. So from what I can remember, use my knee just to get a bit more leverage. Got it here, and then it still wasn't easy lifting it up. So it's this bit where I thought I was going to break my back. I honestly did. So I jumped, put it in like that, and then bang, and I felt like I was doing shot put or something. But nice lesson to myself, and for anybody thinking about doing like buying and selling, don't send orders that are 30 kilos, because it's a good workout, but it's not worth it. It's just a massive headache. So that's finally sorted. Happy days. Yeah, heart rate's gone up just talking about it, but literally between 6 and 7 in the morning. What day was it? It was probably this day last week. It's just not what you need, is it? Now, before we go into the sales, I just want to show you a comment someone asked, because there might be like a few new people watching this that haven't been here for like the earlier videos, but basically, let me get the print screen up. So somebody commented the other day, the Combat Life, and he said, or she said, maybe, who knows, what do you mean when you say thanks to the Vinted pot balance? Good vid. So first of all, thanks for your comment. If you, this person does YouTube videos too, not reselling related, but yeah, go and check them out. But when I say thanks to the Vinted pot balance, basically, so I'll try and sum it up best I can, but I'm using Vinted to sell my old stuff that got me started selling collectibles, something that I do full time. And I've basically got a separate pot in my bank account, which is exclusively for any Vinted income. Now, so the sales come in from Vinted, and I want to keep building that bank account up until the end of the tax year, which is like April the 5th. And I want to see how much I can make selling my old stuff, because my eBay store has started to grow. So these are like lower end items I have, which they can't really go on my eBay store anymore, because I've got too many listings on there. So if I put these items on my eBay store, it's going to cost more money for me to list them on my eBay store. So I've got them on Vinted and selling my personal stuff on Vinted. Now, with the money that goes in the bank account, the savings pot from the Vinted, I get like, I think it's like 1.9% interest in that savings pot. So rather than just leave that money in there, I'm buying more collectibles. And then the collectibles that I buy, I sell on my eBay store for my eBay business. And then when sales come in that come in from eBay that have been bought from the Vinted pot, that money goes back into the Vinted pot after we've paid eBay fees and shipping. And then yeah, it's building that pot quicker. In my head, before I did this video, I explained it pretty well and pretty quick. But when you're on camera, it's a little bit harder. But I hope that makes sense. And yeah, also looking at statistics, have I print screened it? I have. So before we get into the sales, I was looking on like YouTube Studio, and it says 84.3% of people aren't subscribed, and only 15.7 are. So yeah, if you're new, like, and you enjoy, say, watching like a small business grow, or you're into like collectibles, hit that subscribe button. The YouTube channel's like in its early days, but I am going to be consistent, disciplined, and like build this channel and try and connect with my target audience, I guess. But yeah, we're going to get into sales now, and the first one is actually a really good example in response to that question. So, since speaking to you last, let's have some more water. One sec. So, since speaking to you last, we've had some decent sales, and we're starting with this that came from eBay thanks to the Vinted pot balance. So, it was 4 wrestling magazines, £126.50. Like, these wrestling magazines, I always say it, but in terms of collectibles, I think that they're really undervalued, especially when, say, like some of these, they're sealed, and they're all, like most of the magazines I have on this listing are complete with the posters, which makes them like extra rare or more rare compared to like ones that have had the middle poster pulled out. So like, they're really collectible, and it took a long time building that multi-listing, but by doing that, putting all the magazines under one listing, it's basically encouraging people to buy more than one at a time, because the more you buy at once, the more of a multi-buy saving you get. So it encourages that side of things to hopefully encourage people to buy an extra magazine to save some money. But yeah, I feel like I'm waffling on that sale, but decent sale. Next up, we had a bundle of 12 comic score for £42.50. Same buyer again. So this is the guy that we had a problem with the 30kg. He's bought off me like loads now. We're talking on WhatsApp. So when I list more, I message him on WhatsApp. But we broke it down. I can send a maximum of 12 lots of comics at a time. So 144 comics, £42.50. He bought another bundle, yeah, cheeky. He bought 13 though, £42.50. What's next? A bundle of McDonald's toys. They went for 15 quid. Again, I've had these for ages, and it's at a point now where I could like break these down and list them as like sets or individually, but it always comes down to like time and energy. And so for me right now, this is probably the best way that I can free up space, do it as quickly as possible. Yeah, giving as little energy as possible to it. So they went for 15 quid. We had a wrestling figure go, that went for 6 quid. A bundle of 12 comics, £4.25. A bundle of 5 wrestling figures, they went for 7 quid. One sec. A bundle of 12 lots of comics, £40. Same buyer as the one for, what's it called, who came in for the 30kg. I said to him on the weekend, if you want to buy any more for this weekend, I'm happy to do your £40 for the rest of this weekend, however many you want. So agreed to that. So he bought some more, bought another 12 lots, 40 quid. Bought another 12 lots for 40 quid. Then we had somebody come in for a bundle of wrestling figures, loads of wrestling figures. I think it was like, I don't know, 90 to 95 figures. They went for £86. What's next? We then had another bundle of wrestling figures go. They went for £8.50. 3 wrestling belts. They went for £27.90. A bundle of 5 wrestling figures. They went for £7.50. Bundle of 5 Lion King soft toys. They went for a £5. So with them ones, I did list them as a set just because I think with Christmas coming, Lion King soft toys, new, vintage, like just a lot of good keywords there that I think it's worth doing that. And yeah, £5 paid off. Same buyer again for the like 30kg bundle. This made the listing like so easy. So I said, do you want to buy like some more? I'm happy to do 40 quid again. But rather than list 12 at a time, I'm just going to take one picture, and yeah, it'll be similar to obviously what I'm sending out already. So we're happy with that. He paid £40 for that. Bought some more, £40. Bought some more, 40 quid. Bought some more, 40 quid. Wrestling figure went. So I listed these yesterday. Got like a lot of loose figures that I've never listed before. So yeah, get them on and test Vinted. Like I really think that once I've finished selling this old stuff that I don't want anymore, I'm definitely gonna create a Vinted Pro shop because it seems like such a good platform. So definitely going to set up Vinted Pro once I've finished getting rid of all this old stuff. So wrestling figure there went for £4.50. We sold some Metallica pin badges. They went for 4 quid. This is probably my favourite sale out of them all because I listed this ages ago. So again, it's a really good indicator that people either they're still finding stuff on my store, that even though it's getting busier, they're finding my older listing. So when that sold, it was like a really good indicator that although it might be harder to navigate, maybe the algorithm is still putting this on the homepage to people that might be interested in it. So that's like really promising. We then sold 2 wrestling figures. They went for 12 quid. Another wrestling figure, £5.50. And I think that's the last one. Another wrestling figure. That went for a £5. That's it. I need to get these 4 bundles of comics out the door. I've got the boxes for them. Just need to pack them and then go to inpost. So, plan for the rest of the day. I'm going to crack on, get the rest of these loose wrestling figures I have on the Vinted store. But yeah, check in again on Friday. Let you know. Like I said, it's day... What did I say? 162. Day 162. We're closing in on day 194. However, you can see every time I'm getting in contact, we're getting like a lot of bundle sales. And the fact that I think we're still above like 200 active listings at the minute. I'll put a picture on there. But yeah, super busy on eBay, on Vinted, just like cracking on and getting the work done. But yeah, happy days. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Yeah, like I said, leave a comment, drop a like, and hit subscribe if you haven't already. See you in a bit.